Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and back to another urban calisthenics workout of my full body calisthenics routine. In today's session, I've got for you 5 exercises for which you'll be doing 60 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for a total of 3 rounds. That works out at 21 minutes in total. Now, one of those exercises, the split knee drops, you'll be doing for a total of 60 seconds per leg, and that's what bumps up to 7 minutes per round. And the beauty of this workout is you do not need any equipment whatsoever, just a small space to work in, and you are good to go. As always, practice those instructionals before getting stuck in, and make sure you get a good warm-up. If you're struggling for a warm-up of your own, please click the link in the description below for a warm-up that I feel is suitable for this routine. That's enough from me. Let's see what's in store. So for the pop-up push-up, this is essentially made up of 3 parts: the resting squat, the quad press, and the push-up itself. So starting yourself in a resting squat position, or the deepest squat you can move into whilst keeping the heels in contact with the floor, we're going to move into the quad press position. And we do this by simply taking the feet back and at the same time bringing the hands to the floor and forming a square between your hands and your feet. Once you land this position, you're going to move into the quad press itself. So with the quad press, you're thinking of bringing your head to the floor, but at the same time, closing the gap between the backside and the heels, but making sure the head is slightly in front of the hands. As you extend your arms out, you're going to send your feet back to move into the push-up position. So now I'm in a front support position, we're going to work into our push-up. Now, depending on your level, you can do this on or off your knees. For the purpose of this demo, I'm going to do it off the knees. So work into a full push-up. As you extend your arms, you're going to hop your feet back into your resting squat position and then repeat the process. So from the resting squat, you go to the quad press. From the quad press, you go to the push-up. And from the push-up, you move into your resting squat. So for the split knee drops, you're going to start yourself by moving into a duck stance position or staggered position, placing one hand either side of the foot. From here, the intention is to shift some weight forwards, pressing down through the floor, gripping the floor, keeping the arms as straight as possible, and then sending the hips as high as you possibly can until the legs go straight. Now, if this is not possible and the hamstrings don't like it, we can simply go up onto the fingertips, or even more so, we can bring the hands that little bit more forwards, taking the emphasis away from the back of the legs. But ultimately, you're trying to keep the palms fixed as best you possibly can. Once you've reached that top position, you move back down into your duck stance position, placing your backside on your heel, and then repeat. If this is still too challenging and you're having difficulty extending the legs, what you can do is grab yourself a couple of yoga blocks, place them either side of the lead leg, still with the intention of shifting the weight into the fingers or into the shoulders, and then working your leg extensions from here. So full extension of the legs, dropping back down onto the heel, sending the weight back into the shoulders before sending the hips up. So for your seated L-sits, you're going to start by forming a square between your hands and your feet. I want you to make sure that your knees pretty much stack the heels, but most importantly, your shoulders will be stacking the wrists. And if you have any problems putting pressure on the wrists, I advise just turning the hands out ever so slightly. But from this position, you're going to start by lifting your backside off the floor. And now we're going to work on pulling the hips behind the arms while simultaneously bringing the shoulders forwards and compressing the floor. So the hips come back, I'm pressing down through the floor, keeping the shoulders down and bringing the hips behind the arms. Once I'm at the end point, the intention is to take as much weight out of the feet as you possibly can, to the point where you might even be able to lift the legs. Once in that position, the feet come back in contact with the floor, and then you bring the hips back towards the feet. So that's essentially your recovery position between reps. So again, pulling the hips back, compressing the floor, bringing the shoulders forwards, keeping the arms straight. Can't go any further now, so I'm going to extend the legs, land the feet, and take the hips back towards the feet. And again, if you're struggling bringing the feet off the floor, Don't worry about it. What you can do is just extend the legs and just take as much weight out the feet as you possibly can. So for our squat to pike press, you're going to start by moving into your deepest squat position where you can keep your heels in contact with the floor. From here, the intention is to bring the hands to the floor, sending the hips up all at the same time. Now, the shorter the gap between the foot and the hand position, the harder the press is going to be, or the more intense it's going to be on the shoulders. The hand setup itself, you're going to be around about shoulder width, and the intention is to bring the head out in front of the hands, so you're essentially forming a triangle between your hands and your head. As you move into the floor, the intention is to bring the arms into the body, keeping the spine round or neutral as you're coming down, bringing the head to the floor and keeping the forearms in an upright position. From here, you're going to push out strong, keeping those forearms upright, and then you're going to push back into your resting squat position. So placing the hands down, sending the hips up, making sure your hands are set to around about shoulder width. Bringing the head out in front of the hands, bringing the elbows into the body, taking the head to the floor, pushing out strong, and then moving back into your resting squat position. If this is too challenging, what we can do is take a prop, such as a yoga block, place it to where the head is going to go, and obviously all this is going to be doing is taking some of that range out of the press, so we have less distance to travel. So hands will go in the same position, hips will go up, bring the head towards the block, push out strong, and then move back into your resting squat position. So for the tuck-ups, you're going to start by moving into a dish or hollow body position, making sure the legs are as straight as possible, feet quite close to the floor, lower back is as tight to the floor as possible. We're trying to bring those shoulders up by pushing the ribs down, get the arms to an overhead position and very close to the head. From here, you're going to swing the arms forwards and at the same time, bringing the knees into the body as close to the chest as you possibly can. The feet are off the floor and I'm taking the hands as far forwards as possible, bringing the shoulders forwards. All we do from here is revert back into our hollow body position, locking the legs out, making sure the shoulders don't come into contact with the floor, and then back into our tuck position. Every time we're going into our dish, let's make sure we're keeping that lower back in contact with the floor throughout. Thanks so much for taking part in this urban calisthenics workout. I hope you had a great time challenging yourself and breaking a sweat. If you did find this workout useful and beneficial, please give me a like and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Keep up the great work, stay motivated, and I'll see you on the next workout.